It's a joy to be with you on this Monday, and we're getting right into the month of May. This for us here is a time of lots of special events as we're getting ready for graduation, commencement for our college on Sunday, and then a couple of weeks graduation for our academy. And it's always a thrill to see young people coming through and accomplishing what God would have them to accomplish. And it's a real privilege to be part of Christian education in a day in which we have got to counteract all that's going on. And that leads me to what I want to mention from Ephesians chapter 4, verse 29. It's in the context of grieving not the Holy Spirit. My, how we need the Spirit of God to encourage us, to give us that just positive perspective no matter what is happening. And just before that, we read in verse 29, "Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers." I mentioned last week that there's no greater joy than to be a blessing to somebody else, to get out of yourself and really have love and a servant's heart for others. To have that cause is just a wonderful thing. Well, here we see the emphasis again. You're either going to have the selfishness of corrupt communication. What that means is tearing people down, frustrated, irritable. That's just part of the works of the flesh when we're living selfishly. And the Bible makes it very clear that we're not to let that happen at all. But instead, we need to have a heart led by the Spirit of God, which is good. We're ministering good so that it is building people up and ministering grace, God's enabling power to those that are part of our lives, those that are hearing us. The wonderful privilege of impacting someone for good is the greatest of all joys, other than just worshiping the Lord alone. For a husband to see his wife growing, for parents to see their children growing, for people in a church to see other members growing because of what they have said and done is a glorious thing. But so many people live selfishly, and instead of building up, they're tearing down and they're grieving the Holy Spirit of God. I promise you, that will discourage you. That will cause everything else to seem so big. Oh, but when you're walking with the Lord, you got a sense of optimism. You've got a sense that God's in charge. He's working. And life is worth living for the sake of being a blessing to others. And so let's take this admonition from the Apostle Paul through the inspiration of the Holy Spirit, that we keep our hearts right, living unselfishly, and having as our driving goal here on this earth to build up others so that the grace of God can meet their need.